Hey guys, welcome to the One Life Travel Vlog with your host Mario. And Tracy, she live overseas. I'm here in Jamaica. Just want to invite you guys along. It's a wonderful adventure that we're about to take on, to travel the world, eat some good food, experience some new cultures and things, Blessings.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us here on One Life Adventures TV. My name is Traciea and I will be hosting this channel with my awesome nephew Mario. We are in 2 different locations, so we'll be coming, meeting up together and doing different adventures, and some adventures we'll be doing separately, but the overall theme that we want you to get out of this TV is that we want you to get out and enjoy life. We only have one life here on earth, and we are going to go out and enjoy all the things that nature has to offer. We're going to be visiting different countries, as well as different parts of the countries that we live in. So I live in the US and Mario is of course in Jamaica, but we are going to be taking you right along on with us on our adventures, and we just hope that you like, share, and subscribe, and just maybe get out yourself and do some of these things that we're going to be advising you on. So we are excited about this journey, and we cannot wait to take you along with us.
Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when we have a new video out. Thank you. Yeah, guys, so we landed in Bogota, Colombia, which is the capital. We only spent one night here because we really wanted to spend most of our time in Medellin, but we did spend the night in Bogota, did a little bit of sightseeing, and then we flew out the next morning to Medellin. They do have Uber and taxis available that you can take from the airport. And I would also advise you to download Cabify, which is another app that you can use for transportation. We'll also do another video with some of our tips on transportation and other aspects of travel, and answer any of your questions that you may have. Guys, if you go to Medellin, you have to take the time to do the cable cars. This is a practically free activity. We jumped on a bus, a local bus, and we went from the bus to a train, just a local train that took us to the cable cars. These cable cars were created by the government to serve as transportation for folks that lived up on the hills. Medellin is very hilly. And so there are people that live in the hills that come down to the city to work. And so, oh man, the views were amazing on these cable cars. Just amazing. Just to look out and see the neighborhoods. It was just so surreal. Just right out of a movie. So this is a very affordable, practically free activity that you can do if you go to Medellin. So worth it. It was pretty easy to jump on, and it just keeps going. At one point we thought we were done, like seeing looking over the houses, and then it just kind of opened up into a whole nother community. It's just a must-see if you go to Medellin. You cannot leave without doing this. Remember, guys, like up the video, share, subscribe, ask any questions you want to ask in the comments, and we'll definitely answer them. Guys, for this next leg of the trip, I would suggest booking kind of an all-in-one tour. So you can get a tour with a boat ride, Guatape and Piedra del Penol. And it's reasonable, probably about $40 to $45 per person. And you get so much out of the tour. Well worth it. They had us meet at a centralized location, this beautiful chapel. We just took the time, walked around, did some sightseeing, and then met our bus right here in the center of the square. We had so many misconceptions before going to Colombia, but one thing we really loved about the country is that they are big on art. On our way up, we were able to see a bunch of sculptures and just artwork everywhere. Beautiful phoenix sculpture along with a few others. It was just art everywhere. We loved it. The architecture was beautifully done. The music was playing. The weather was nice. We just had a great time sightseeing. This boat ride was so much fun. What's interesting about this area that the boat is in right now is that this was once a city. And if you see that cross in the water, that marks the spot where the church once was. And so there's a whole history about hydroelectricity and what Colombia had to do in order to preserve that. Let me tell you, we saw some mansions going out on this boat ride. Our tour guide let us know that there are a lot of football players, and when I say football, I mean soccer players that live out here on the water. There's one particular football player that is building his mom a huge house right above his. But the mansion we wanted to see was Pablo Escobar's old mansion, and it did not disappoint. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now, don't get me wrong. It is definitely not in its glory days like it used to be. This was the barbecue area, according to the tour guide. The mansion itself was in a dilapidated state. The government has taken it back from the family. But you can just imagine, how it was back in the day. And just looking at it and hearing all the stories about Pablo Escobar kind of takes you, on a journey. So it was just really surreal seeing the property, taking it in, and just imagining how it was back in those days. It was a beautiful day on the boat. Look how green and beautiful the place is. It's just gorgeous. Salud. Next, it was on to the beautiful little town of Guatape. And I'm sure I'm butchering the name, but it's a beautiful little town. Very scenic, right on the water. Beautiful little shops along the streets. Just gorgeous little town. Again, lots of sculptures, lots of artwork, very colorful, lively, vibrant place. We were so excited for this scene right here. This street is the infamous Umbrella Street. And I've watched so many YouTube videos with these umbrellas. I'm like, these pictures would be so awesome. So we were so excited to take some pictures. It was so beautiful, so colorful. And we had some really great pictures right here on this street. So amazing. With all that walking, it was time to eat, and we had the bandeja paisa, which is loosely translated as a country's dish. It was so good, guys, and food in Colombia is so cheap. You can have a steak dinner with drinks for like 10-15 bucks. It's ridiculously cheap and so good. Y'all, this monster right here is La Piedra del Penol. Piedra meaning stone or rock. This thing is 740 total steps. You climb up to the top. That's 649 steps, and then you have some more to make it to 740. It's a total of 721 feet tall, and I really have to give it to Mario on this one, y'all. I thought I was going to die. If it wasn't for Mario pushing me along, stopping with me to rest, I would not have made it. But it took about an hour, a little bit less than an hour to climb. But I definitely would have kicked myself for not doing it. I'm so glad I did. Very rewarding at the end, and the view is considered the best view in the world. So I did not want to leave Colombia without climbing to the top of this rock. It was amazing. The view was awesome. When you get up there, you can buy a beer. And I think, very rewarding to just finish it and enjoy the view, and doing it in time to catch back up with the tour bus. While I make you guys suffer through all these pictures, just some quick tips. Take your time. If you decide to go to Colombia and do this adventure, take your time with the steps. You can do it. I saw people, of all sizes, all age groups, climbing. The steps it's doable. You just have to take your time and pace yourself. Don't try to do too much when you first start. And eventually you'll make it to the top, and it'll be well worth it. Coming down, also don't underestimate coming down. If you have knee problems, sometimes it's harder to come down than go up because of the pressure on your knees. But again, the key is just pace yourself, take your time. But I would definitely recommend doing this.
Take your time going, Mar. You can't take your time going, but I will.
This man gave me some ideas. I have to go carry my Jamaican flag next time, right, Mar? Guys, I won't get into the food yet, but let's get fueled up for the next adventure, which is Botero Plaza. By the way, guys, if you're wondering about lodging, we stayed at a hotel called Estelar Blue in Medellin for a couple days, and then we stayed at the Marriott in Medellin for a couple days. So we did all hotels in Medellin and we enjoyed it. The weather was great, so we had some pool time. The weather is great in Medellin, and you'll find in our other video, Cartagena was even better for weather. But still, you know, bring a little sweater because Bogota can get pretty cold. So just be aware of that. That's if you decide to fly into Bogota. So this is the Botero Plaza, and it's named after the famous Colombian sculptor Fernando Botero, who donated 23 sculptures to this plaza. And it's surrounded by the Museum of the Antioquia and the Rafael Uribe Palace of Culture. The figures are so kind of larger than life. His style is known for, you know, the curvaceous figures of all the subjects in his sculptures. But the plaza was very nice. We didn't go inside the museum. I think it was enough just to kind of take in these structures and the architecture of the museum in the background. We took a taxi to the location, and directly across from the plaza was a very lively market, outdoor market. And the other thing that kind of struck us about this area was we saw a lot of motorcycles. I mean, there are so many motorcycles in Colombia, and then, you know, the motorcycle shops to go along with it for repairs was just all over the place. I think people have to remember that Colombia is a first world country, and transportation is readily available. We were able to get around the country fairly easily. There are always taxis. Even air travel was pretty easy. There are a lot of local airlines for reasonable prices. I would say just download Uber and Cabify, learn a little bit of Spanish, and you're good to go. I think as far as transportation goes, we only had one scary incident when it was getting late and my cell phone service wasn't working properly, and so we just had to ask a police officer for help. That's it. But anyway, guys, this is Botero Plaza in Medellin, Colombia. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next time when we go to Cartagena, which is the beach area of Colombia. So hope you join us on the next video, and thanks again for watching.